Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of A Magic You. My name is Yulissa. I am your host for this podcast and I'm so thankful and excited that you are here. It is almost Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this week, so happy Monday. Let's just start there. Rewind. Happy Monday. How are we feeling? Thanksgiving is this week and that just is gonna flow right into Christmas and into the new year. The holidays are here and this year really did just fly by. And I know I am not the only one feeling it or thinking it. So if you are like me and you're also thinking like, where did this year go? I'm here with you. Where did it go? Although we can't sit back and, reminisce or wish we would have done something different. You can wish all you want, but now it is time to get ready for this new year. But we're not going to get into that right now. Today's episode, we're going to get into chapters of you, the different yous, all the eras, just everything about you and growth and how it's okay to change. Before we get into all that good stuff, a few updates. I really don't have much again, but I'm actually going to be going to a women's group for like meditation and community. It's called WOMB. I forgot what all the letters stand for in the acronym, but I'm pretty excited. So I have about 20 minutes to record this and then I have to get going. So we're going to get right into it. Chapters of you, the different yous. So where did this idea come from for this episode? So a few months ago, Ty and I were watching a movie. I don't know if it's called Blind Date. It might be called Blind Date. It has a young Chris Pine in it, and if you are not good with names and actors, I am not, but it's the guy that is in The Princess Diaries. I forgot his name in that, but he and like Mia just keep like running into each other when she's trying to get married and this and that, and she thinks that he's gonna steal the crown, all that jazz. That's him. So now that you know who I'm talking about, it was a young Chris Pine and he was in this movie and Ty was like, this is just a whole different Chris Pine because he was so young, like so young in this movie. And then I sat there and I was thinking, kind of like us, like each and every person. We go through so many phases of our lives that I don't know if you're someone that sits down and really thinks about the year from like your birthday or the past few months and lets it soak in. That is terrific. But the way life can go, it can be hard for myself, you, anyone really to sit down and think like, wow, like I really overcame a lot in the past few months, or wow, this whole year has been kicking my ass, but here I am and I'm still going, or, I've been in a slump and I know it's not going to last forever. All of these things that can create these changes within yourself, that create new environments for you, that then cause a shift in your personality, your being. It's just a different chapter of you. You are not the same person that you were a year ago. Not at all. It's a new you. It may not be as noticeable, but it doesn't have to be physically. It could be mentally. It could be physically. Point is that we are constantly evolving. In 1 year versus where you are now, that is a whole different person. And the cool thing is with that is that you get to create who that will be. 10-year-old you versus 25-year-old you is not the same. And for myself, like thinking of me at 10 years old, if I was the same, I would probably have a whole cherry blossom tree tattooed on my back and all kinds of crazy stuff on my legs. So I'm actually really thankful that I have grown and I don't like the same things, but the point is that that's the point. You grow and you don't like the same things. You change your mind, you learn new lessons, and you adapt and overcome obstacles that happen day to day. You can change at any point in your life. It doesn't have to be a hard change. It doesn't have to be you don't have to write it down on your calendar like today's the day I'm going to change. Or you can make baby steps though. You can implement little routines that then change you over time. That's also something that we've talked about in the previous episodes of routines and habits and just finding you. You can wake up tomorrow and decide, today's the day I want to be different. You put on a new outfit, you change what you listen to instead of the same old songs, you start listening to podcasts, and instead of getting takeout, you decide to make your lunch. Instead of going home and going straight to the couch, you decide to go for a long walk. Things like that, habits, these all make and shift and mold us to who we are going to be. You do not have to stick with the same routines that you have been doing for so long. If you crave change, if you know that deep inside you have that little voice saying that there's something that needs to change, start with baby steps. Start by doing anything. Listen to your intuition. What is it that is coming up constantly that you keep thinking like, oh, I should do this, but you don't? Start with that. Stop procrastinating and start listening to yourself. You should want to change. These little voices that we have in our heads, or the voice that we have in our head telling us, that you don't want to sit on the couch anymore and that you want to read instead, stop pushing it aside and start acting on it. Because who knows what that can then create and where that can take you. Your identity will change even, and although people may not see you every day and they may not see the change, I can assure you that if I were to meet someone from high school, and that's been almost 10 years, if I were to meet someone from high school, I may look at them, thinking, about the previous interactions I had with them, but I wouldn't expect them to be the exact same person, as I would hope that people would see me differently as well, because we've been through so much in those years that we could be completely different people, and most likely we are. It can be scary to know that you are not the same. It can be scary to know that you crave change and a different version of yourself, but the fear that you have is there to protect you. It's a human feeling. It's there to keep you safe. But if you know deep down, it's like fear and excitement. Your body doesn't know what the difference is. So instead of being like, oh my God, I'm so scared, I'm too scared, start telling yourself, I'm so excited to change. I'm so excited to do X, Y, and Z, and just go for it. Don't hesitate. Go for it. You're not bungee jumping. And if you are bungee jumping, good for you, because the adrenaline rush is crazy. Coming from experience, because I have bungee jumped. But just think about it. We see stars grow up from like Disney to them being in their 30s and 40s and stuff. They are not the same people. Let's take Miley Cyrus, for example. We watched her grow up and be Hannah Montana, and then she was in her 20s when she went through that phase where everyone's like, Miley gone crazy, and she was like singing Wrecking Ball, buzzed her hair, and was just a little bit more out there. But looking at her now, it's like it is a whole different her. It's not like a whole different her. It is a whole different version of her. Things happen to you, to people in our lives that change who we are and change who we become. And even if that means that it changes us for a chapter and maybe it's not the best chapter, it is okay, because those chapters are also needed. You can't have a rock star chapter every single day, every single year. Some years are going to be harder than others. Some months are going to be harder than others, but it really just makes you appreciate the really, really good ones. There's times in our lives where maybe we make mistakes, but it is up to us to forgive ourselves, move on and move forward, learning from those mistakes and just helping you be wiser. We're faced with obstacles to help us grow. Things don't happen to us just to BS and get on our way. Things happen to us to get in our way, and then so we can figure out how are we going to get over this, not how are we going to stop and give up. I want you to take a moment and sit and just think of all the different chapters that you can recall off the top of your head, and just sit with them. Were you thriving? Were you hurt? Were you mad? Were you happy? Were you sad? All the different yous. Think back of the ones that stand out the most and just take a deep breath, let it out, and sit for a few seconds. All of those versions that you just thought of created and helped form who you are today. Without all of them, even changing one would completely alter who you are. Things happen for better, for worse, but they happen to form you. Tough things happen to make us stronger, and the good things happen to balance everything out as well. Through it all, practicing gratitude, saying affirmations, keeping your head up, sticking to your goals helps every version of you keep going and keep achieving the greatest. So take another moment and think about, who is it that you want to see in this next chapter? Whether it be tomorrow, the next week, or if you plan on waiting until the new year. But instead of waiting until January 1st, start planning it. We're like a little over a month away from Christmas. And then right after that, it's the new year. So start planning. Who is it that I want to be in 2025? Who is it that I want to be tomorrow? What changes can I make to get to where I want to be, to become who I want to be and who I want to see in the mirror? Write down, journal, and write down, what is it about certain influencers that you watch or certain people that you look up to? What is it about those people that you look up to them or watch them for? Is it their confidence? Is it their charisma? Is it their ability to be so authentic? Write those things down that you love to see on those people. Write down habits they do. Write down what you want to see your future self wearing. Even if it is a dream, what would you like to wear? Even if you have a uniform on the days off, what do you want to be wearing? Write all these things down, and after you've written down, who you look up to and what characteristics of them and their habits and habits that you want to do and things you want to see yourself wearing, how about food? What do those people eat? What do you want to eat more of? Is it that you're trying to do Whole30? Is it that you want to try a different diet? If it's something as far as like cutting out alcohol, stop smoking, what is it, habits, food, and health that you want to start doing? Is it taking vitamins? Is it even just drinking more water? Write this down. Write down podcasts and music that you want to listen to. I want you to just write down everything that you envision your future self doing, your future goal self doing. Write everything down. And when you're done, just take a look at it and look to see what's one thing that you can implement either today or tomorrow. Is it going for a walk in the morning or in the evening or on your lunch break? Is it changing what you're listening to? So instead of the same few songs on over and over repeat that are just kind of vulgar, instead of that, it's lo-fi and meditation music or even a podcast. Is it reading instead of binge watching Gossip Girls? Is it eating an earlier dinner so that you have more you time at the end of the day to journal? I am so excited for you and this next chapter of you and who you get to be. It really is totally up to us. You are in control of your life and you get to do whatever it is that you want to do as far as, as long as it's in your limits. But if it's not, find a way. Do not let fear stop you. You are not in danger to change. Thank all the chapters of you that there has ever been, and then get ready to become the next chapter of you. The one that handles stress and all the craziness so gracefully. The one that gets up early, does a workout, showers, gets ready for the day, eats a great breakfast or packs a lunch, all of the above, and then goes to work. The one that reads, journals, meditates, and is so in sync with their intuition, their body, whatever it is, whatever chapter it is. If it's your travel one, if it's your stay home and nest and just get your house together and a staycation, whatever it is, I'm so excited for you. Don't look back at the chapters where you feel bad. Don't look back and regret them or ponder too much on them, because that's not going to help get you to where you want to be in this next chapter of you. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited for me. I'm so excited for everyone. Here's to the next chapter of you. One that is so magical. One that is so bright and vibrant that even the people around you will notice in a snap that you are different, but for the better, and that you're glowing from within. Let that magic shine, because we all have it in us. I hope you guys have a great week. If this podcast resonated with you, please send it to your friends and family. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Send me a message on A Magic You. Follow my personal on Yulissa_C. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate the holidays. And if you don't, I just hope you have a great week anyway. And here's to A Magic You. Okay, guys, it is me. And you've been listening to me already. And it's now me from the future. And I say this because yesterday when I was recording the podcast, I had literally told you guys I had to hurry up because I was going to a women's like meditation group, all of that jazz, and then I left, right? So as I was signing out, whatever, left and went to the group. It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was just a good time. But I came back to tell you guys that we spoke about something that literally blew my mind. We spoke about the different chapters of you. Coincidence? I think not. It's just insane the way that things happen, the way things play out, and nothing is a coincidence, and it's all very synchronistic. So we were sitting there discussing Lilith, and yes, the Lilith, like when people think of her, like they think of hell and stuff. We were discussing Lilith and how she set boundaries and has said no, and it's November and just that time of dark energy and feminine energy and stuff like that, and just really standing up for yourself. So we were talking about her, and we were talking about how all these like versions of you, create you now, and all the times that you've had to stand up for yourself, or the times you couldn't to now where you can, or if that's something you're working on, just like all these chapters of you. And, people are sharing experiences, sharing their own things. And I was just blown away when I kept hearing people say that growth within themselves, chapters that they have been in, and different like lives that they've lived, and how they are not the same person that they were, even a few days ago, and how just different things have formed them. And it blew my mind because how was it that literally 30 minutes before that, maybe 45, whatever, that I was recording the podcast on different chapters of you. So I just had to come in now that I'm editing this episode and about to get it ready for you guys and share it before I forgot, because it just meant a lot and it really stood out to me. So if you have times where you feel like things like this happen to you too, of just like, oh my God, I was thinking that and then it happened, or oh, I was wanting that and then it appeared, if you were, not manifesting something, but things just keep happening in ways that it kind of is like manifesting, it's because it is. The mind is so powerful that you can really, really, really alter what happens in your life. You just have to really believe in it, or just surrender and allow yourself to have these things. So I just wanted to get back on here and share that before I truly let you guys go. Honor every chapter of you that there has ever been, because they have helped get you shaped to the way you are today. Be strong, be resilient, be thankful, and be excited, because this is a very exciting life we have through the ups and downs. And yeah, so I hope you guys finally have a great Monday and just a great week. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye for real this time.